9.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. That's pretty solid. So you can deal your damage, and it deals its damage against you. So you guys exchange like raining blows back and forth
So
at
do I
each other.
do 2d6 or just
It's just 1d6.
1d6?
Okay, you deal 2 damage, which is enough to take this one out. Yeah, like it collapses in a shower of salt, but before it gets away, it ends up nicking your arm with its sword. It deals you 2 damage. So yeah, like you guys killed all of these salt skeletons. There's this the salt of the covenant sitting out in this open field, but there was a bolt of lightning that came out of the clear sky. The Duke, what are you like? What's your reaction on hearing this voice in your head?
As soon as I hear that, I just freeze
Yeah.
and like start looking around me, still looking around me, but backing toward the salt of the covenant.
Okay, yeah. So like, as you back towards the salt of the covenant, like you just like fall over backwards, and there's like a big Cheshire smile floating in midair, and you hear this voice. Like all of you hear this voice now saying, "What's going on, you guys?"
It's a Lickitrish, the most annoying telepathic creature in the entire universe.
Yeah,
And
the Lickitriss's face just disappears. It just fades out of existence.
I hold my sword like a compass, and I try to point like closest to the Lickitrish to tell my friends where it is.
I like that. You know what? Like, why don't you spout lore on that?
Okay. I love to spout lore. And that's plus my intelligence,
Yes.
which is 1.
Awesome.
9.
9. Okay, yeah. Like you know that Lickitrices can, manipulate their visibility and invisibility. They have poison licorice spines, and that they make exotic pets for some people.
Exotic pets.
Yeah. How do you know this?
There is someone in the castle, my cousin Priscilla, who keeps a Lickitrice as a pet, which I find barbaric, and I think she is she treats this creature ill, although I would not hesitate to defend myself or my friends against one.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So nice. What's the name of your palace friend, quote unquote?
The girl who owns the Priscilla.
Priscilla. Right. Okay. Good.
But like silly, like Sill, Priscilla, with a silent Y, Priscilla.
The spelling of this is terrible on my sheet. You guys would be ashamed of me if you saw it. Okay, yeah. So, like you're right next to the Salt of the Covenant.
I guess so. So does my sword work as a compass? Like, does it glow brighter as I'm? Oh, okay. It doesn't work at all.
Yeah.
So then so the Salt of the Covenant is literally just an Ark of the Covenant made out of salt.
Yeah.
It is abhorrent to me, and I try to chop it in half with my sword.
Yeah. Okay. Make a hack and slash.
8.
Okay. Like you begin to like rain blows down on this Salt of the Covenant. What are the rest of you guys doing now that this is going on? Like there's this weird voice and stuff. What are y'all doing?
I was going to try to search around, maybe discern realities around the salt.
So you're like examining the Salt of the Covenant. Okay, so go ahead and roll a discern realities. It's plus your wisdom.
Okay.
In the meantime, how the heck do you erase and roll 20 on the map?
You have to like select and then hit delete.
Yeah, I literally change back to the arrow tool, and then click on it, and then just hit delete.
It's all gone.
Okay, Dahlia, you get to ask one of those questions.
Okay.
And if you act on the answer I give you, then you get to take +1 forward.
Okay, can you explain forward to me?
Yeah, it's like whenever you're doing something relevant to the answer, you have a +1 on that.
Okay. So that's why I got to have an extra for my attack once I defended so well.
I don't remember that particular.
Okay, it's fine. Let's see. What here is useful or valuable to me?
You're looking out for something valuable. Okay. You've heard that sometimes invisible creatures can be revealed if a fine powder is thrown over their location.
A fine powder. We happen to have some of that.
Yep.
A lot of
There's
that.
4 piles of fine powder hanging out.
Stephen Hawk is also flying around, looking for bad guys.
He
Okay,
happens
so-
to be throwing around salt.
So he's scouting actually, and
Yeah,
he
he's
sees
scouting.
sort of like a shimmery sort of like bubble on the other side of the Salt of the Covenant, and at the same time, the Duke brings his mighty sword down, ka-chang, ka-chang, like banging against the Salt of the Covenant, and then all of a sudden, this like sheet of ice appears in midair, and your sword bounces off of it. The Duke, what do? Are you gonna like keep attacking?
No, I'm going to fall back and rejoin my crew. Or actually, like, okay, is this box, does it look like I could just lift the lid off?
Yes.
Why was I hacking out of it? Yeah, I was overcome. I was overcome by revulsion. The wall
like,
of ice.
Stephen Hawke sort of flies down and he's like, "Hey man, you should really keep like hitting that thing. That's what we do."
I was overcome. I shall not be overcome such again.
Good. You gotta work out that rage in the gym, bro.
Perhaps we could exercise together sometime. Yes.
Oh, sweet.
Is the wall of ice just like? Is it like a
It just
dome?
like appeared and then it sort of like shattered with your hit and like sprinkled to the ground in a cloud of ice.
Then I try to take the lid off the Ark of the Sultanate, the Salt of the
Yeah,
Covenant.
you hear a voice from just on the other side, and it's like this shimmering like cloud of frost like descends through the air, and it reveals this elderly woman, and she's standing there, and she's like, "I wouldn't do that if I were you."
Pray tell why not, fair elder woman?
Why, because what's contained herein is a dangerous thing that belongs deep within the salt mines.
Is it by chance the Great Waffle?
What? Great waffle? What do you mean, great waffle?
I mean a waffle of greatness, of untold beauty and sweetness.
You see her eyes like sparkle and rotate like in that anime style. She goes, "That sounds delicious." And a Licatrix's smile appears like at her feet, and then like the rest of the Licatrix fades in. And she reaches her hand down and strokes it at the top of the head, and she says, "Are you looking for the Great Waffle?"
May I ask first, I apologize for the rudeness, but is this in fact your Licatrice pet?
Oh, it's my Licatrix familiar. Her name is Licky.
Ah, Licky, pleased to make your acquaintance, as it were.
Can I discern reality while they're having the conversation?
Yeah, totally. You can like be examining these people.
Oh, okay. So, feel free to continue. I'll roll.
Yeah.
I, realizing that I have not observed proper etiquette, introduce my party. Dear lady, pray, with whom am I speaking?
Oh, I'm the ice cream queen.
Ah, Ice Cream Queen. It is my honor to introduce her ladyship Daria and her honorable merchantess Katerina, as well as our newfound companion Pepito of Acuna Maidata.
Oh,
I go, oh.
Katerina.
I start posing. I'm trying to impress her. With my spear.
Yeah, so hang on. What did you discern? You get to ask one of those questions, Katerina. Sorry, Pepito.
What here is not what it appears to be.
The ice cream queen's motives.
Ha!
She seems overly ingratiating at the moment.
I bow to the queen, but then say hello specifically to the Licatress.
I say, Queen, you said my name. Say my name.
Yes, Katerina, I heard that you sell candied walnuts.
Maybe.
Do you think those would go well on ice cream?
Perhaps.
I love ice cream. I think it would be really nice to have some candied walnuts that would go on top of it.
Also discern reality?
I feel like between the examinations y'all have done, like there's not a whole lot more information you can extract, unfortunately. But yeah, actually, you can, yes. Remember that if you fail, bad things happen.
I know. Yeah. It's coming to an end. I might as well try to die. Is it just 2d6 or 2d6 plus something?
Yeah, 2d6 plus your wisdom.
My wisdom is.
I approach the dude and I say, I don't trust her.
Why don't you trust me? I'm just a friendly ice cream queen.
Because you sound something like an ice king I have once heard tale of. In a land full of adventure.
No, there's no ice king. Katerina, what question do you ask while you're examining this situation?
I couldn't find the list on my... Oh wait, it's in here, isn't it?
Yeah, show to play.
There we go. I will say who is really in control here.
Jeff
Robinson. The Duke is.
Awesome.
All right.
Her motives are not pure, but she also is very obviously kind of overly interested in you guys.
All right. I then, knowing that, I let the Duke continue to manipulate the situation, or at least try to get us this box.
The ice cream queen puts her elbows on the salt of the covenant, and she's like, "Boy, I sure wish I had someone to go looking for the Great Waffle with. That would be really nice." Say, what do you guys think? I could go looking for the Great Waffle with you.
Do I have previous experience with the waffle or with the ice cream queen? Wasn't she like a nemesis of my kingdom?
You know what? Why don't you spout some lore on that?
Okay. $11.
Oh yeah.
Oh, actually, that should have been +1, so 12.
So 12, which is awesome, ridiculous, amazing.
I know everything about the ice cream queen.
Yeah, so the ice cream queen, she lives in the ice cream kingdom to the far north of the falafel kingdom, and she's kind of lonely, and she's always capturing princes, and trying to make them marry her, and she and the Waffle King have been trading notes on how to attain immortality, And most recently, you heard some of the courtiers whispering about the Great Waffle as a way to attain immortality, because it's so amazing that he who eats it, or she who eats it, can only live forever in a rapturous bliss.
My dear queen.
Yes.
We
say you're not a prince, are you?
I am, but
you're kind of cute.
I am humbly only the Duke.
I could make an exception.
Perhaps if you showed me what was inside the covenant, if you opened it for me, then we could further this conversation.
And I'm like, what about me?
And me!
That sounds like you're trying to parlay with her. So would you roll plus your charisma?
I sure will, because it's +2, because I'm super charming!
Holy crap! That's the 10, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you have leverage on her because she wants, to go with you. So yeah, what are you asking her?
I'm asking her to open the Salt of the Covenant and give me what's inside it.
Yeah, she sort of crosses her arms and pouts a little bit. She says, "Well, I could do that, but only if you promise to bring me with you."
You certainly may accompany us, yes.
oh, it's like going on an adventure. I've never done this before. Oh my gosh, goodness gracious.
We are pleased to offer you our services, my queen.
And she like conjures a staff out of thin air. It's made out of pure ice cream, Rocky Road.
Nice.
And she taps it against the ground, and like a section of the ground just like lifts up, and like this incredibly like sea salt smell wafts out of this cavern that's just opened up before you. And she says, "You should come with me. We shouldn't open this here. It could be dangerous. But if you come with me, then I can take you to the door where we can use this device, and that will be good."
Do I have any inclination of knowing whether she's telling the truth or not?
Yeah, that would be a discern realities, basically. So, if you're curious, if you're trying to sort of like study her face and see if she's telling you the truth, then roll your wisdom.
Well, she has to open it for me, right? Since I won that roll. So she is at least planning to do that.
Right, yeah. But, like, if you have other questions about her motives or whatever, you can definitely find that out.
Yeah, I want to discern what she's talking about with taking me to this place.
Yeah.
So that's wisdom, right?
Yeah.
I probably won't be the best one for this. Oh, still 10.
Damn!
I'm on the level with the ice
you
cream.
can ask 3 questions from that list below.
Awesome.
And she has to answer me truthfully.
You're not asking this of her,
Oh.
You're asking it of me.
Okay, where is she trying to take me?
Oh, no, you have to ask from that list.
Oh. The list.
The basic moves.
Which I can't read, so hold on just one second.
It'll zoom out if you click on it.
Is there discern realities? Okay. What is about to happen?
The Ice Cream Queen is about to take you by a secret route deep into the salt mines.
What should I be on the lookout for?
You've heard that the salt mines is a very dangerous place that slowly turns its residents into salt.
What here is
it.
what? So in thinking about trying not to become salt, what here is useful or valuable to me?
Gosh. I think whatever is contained within the salt of the covenant is what is useful or valuable to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I say, Your Excellency, I can only presume that you mean to lead us into the salt mines, for which we are, of course, grateful as we do continue our search for the Great Waffle there. Before we enter the mines, however, knowing that it has been known to turn people into salt, I believe we would take some preparations. And I suggest to our team that we should pick up the bubblegum mud that's around us and spread it all over any exposed areas of our body to prevent the salt from penetrating our sweet skin.
Wow, that's pretty clever. Okay, yeah. I'm going to give you a +1 forward to any defy danger rolls against the salt transformation.
Nice.
So yeah, you guys like smear the pink goop all over yourselves, and like she like gets her hands in it. She's like, and she's like smearing this cotton candy vomit on her skin.
I particularly tenderly help Daria try to smear it over her salt arm. I can't quite bring myself to touch it. I just like help her.
The salt arm actually starts sort of dissolving the stuff as you apply it. So like you're able to protect the rest of Daria, but her salt arm is still exposed.
I look at her with like deep worry and like a little hint of a tear in my eye, like the smoldering desire to help that can't even be spoken.
Yeah.
As a cleric, would I know if there's something to do against that salt?
You could spout lore.
Yeah. What's the rules? Cloud lore. It's plus what? I don't see it.
It's plus intelligence.
Oh, damn it. I made my character stupid.
Everyone's bad at something.
11.
Oh, man.
So good.
Sixes, come on, I spout them.
Something interesting and useful about how to reverse the salt thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you also have heard of the Great Waffle, Pepito. It's a legend told in your land that the wasting salt disease can actually be cured by eating the Great Waffle, and that expends it, and it doesn't give immortality, but it does cure the wasting salt disease.
Good to
So
know.
I tell her that I'm like, heard that waffle would cure you.
What do you think about that, Dahlia?
I thank both the Duke and Pepito for calming me and giving me courage. And I say, we've got to find that waffle, if not for me, but for the king, and maybe a little bit for me, so that I can maybe it'll taste good.
Right.
It'll be the waffle that I need.
I clasp her shoulder and look deeply into her eyes and say, "This could be the waffle, my lady."
Okay,
Before we enter, I want to say to the Duke, if we retrieve this waffle, cure your lady, give it to the king, will you give my nation some time bunnies?
The time bunnies have their own autonomy. However, I can promise you, dear Pepito, that I will redouble my efforts in a campaign asking the self-sufficient time bunnies to migrate to your fair country.
Will you pay for the bus fare?
I will indeed. I have 22 coins.
Oh yeah, no, that's very nice.
And I'm sure my family would be willing to chip in waffles to feed them, to ship to your great nation.
That might attract them.
Exactly.
That is true. I've heard your
I
waffles
can
are
provide the
high
toppings.
There we go. Working together.
Yeah. it
Wow,
sounds
we
like
have
we've got a really
everything
good
we
plan
need.
here.
Yes.
The ice cream queen is like, okay, come on, let's go. I'm getting bored.
Yes,
And
yes, my
she
liege.
just like turns around and strides down the steps down into the salt mines.
I follow.
Yeah, so like
I have Stephen Hawk pick me up because I don't feel like walking. So he's just got he's holding me by the shoulders.
yeah,
My feet like just barely off the ground.
totally. And he's like flapping his wings lazily.
Yeah.
He's like, oh man, you're really not that heavy. I've been working out a lot.
You're doing
Can you-
well.
My legs are really buff now. I have not been skipping a leg day.
Nod. This is me floating, if you can't tell.
Yeah, and yeah, like we do a quick smash cut to wandering through like the salt caverns, and finally the ice cream queen just like sits down on the ground and she goes,
Your Highness, why
Yeah.
have you stopped?
I'm lost.
You're lost.
I don't know where we are. I
Perhaps
don't
you.
know what I'm doing. I
Perhaps
guess
you
I'm not a
should.
very good adventurer.
Perhaps you should discern realities or spout lore to find out where you are.
I don't know what those words mean.
Let me aid you in this.
Ooh, aid.
Oh, Pepito, do your ancient people know something about this situation? So you're in like a catacomby sort of chamber where there's like, it's almost like something out of Aliens, except instead of like the black sort of like alien interior, it's all like white pillars of salt and stuff everywhere. And it's like a honeycomb of Warren-y like mazes.
Okay, so I guess I'll discern realities.
Okay, yeah.
It was plus
Whoa.
2, so it was a 12 actually.
Awesome. You get to ask 3
Wow.
questions.
Nice. Okay. I'm gonna say, what should I be on the lookout for?
Yeah. Let me think. So you know that there are far worse things down in the salt mines than salt skeletons. And like you're looking around at the structures surrounding you and you're recognizing that like actually like the pillars of salt that line the tunnel that you're in look a lot like a rib cage.
This looks like a rib cage.
Well, that sounds scary. What else do you want to ask?
Ooh, do I see like, if I see it as a rib cage, do I see like a, how do I say it in English? Damn it, like a sense to it, like a weight to it, like a.
Like an order to it?
Yeah, like a curve to it or something. Like
Yeah.
it would lead one way or another.
Yeah. You think like the head is kind of like down one of the passages if you're sort of looking at the way that it's structured?
Okay. So I guess I would say, I think we should go for the head.
You have 2 more questions to ask, Jen.
Yeah, you have 2 more questions.
I guess, what here is useful or valuable to me?
It's a really hard one. Adam!
Aww.
Like,
Is there something that could show her the way? Or protect her from salt?
yeah, like, I mean, there's nothing down here that would protect her from salt. I mean, you know, you can definitely see sort of a structure to the maybe that's like how you get the structure of the skeleton.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I guess I'll ask if I head to the head of this creature, what's about to happen?
Yeah. So looking at this this creature, it doesn't look alive, but maybe its body was built into like some important part of the salt mines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I suggest we head for the head.
All right. Pepito, we follow.
The ice cream queen says, "Wow, that's a really good idea. I didn't even see that." And
I start chanting like a song of my nation.
what does it sound like?
Hakuna Matata. My data. Hakuna my data.
As she starts singing, I start to hum harmony. My data, my data.
What a
Hakuna, Hakuna.
My data.
Song makes
my
me
data.
feel uneasy.
I really like this song. I like to sing along.
Data, my data. Do you guys
Yeah.
do Dahlia and Katerina join in the singing?
The song makes me feel a bit queasy and my arm tingle.
Ooh. As soon as she says that, I immediately stop and say, "My apologies, my apologies."
Oh, let's change.
Think
song.
nothing
Anyone-
of it, my Duke.
Where'd the happy music go?
I suggest going for another song. I'm like, anyone? Something from your town, maybe.
So you guys walk down this rib cage hall, and then it like the rib cages stop, and you exit out of like the collarbone of this massive skeleton, and you see like neck vertebrae going along the ceiling of this place, and the ice cream queen is holding aloft like a floating ball of vanilla ice cream that's glowing like a soft, warm yellow glow around you.
Does
So you
it
can
look
see.
eatable?
It looks delicious.